Today we're going to be looking at solving proportions using cross multiplication. We have a couple of examples that we're going to work through together here, so let's get started. For question number 1, we're being asked to solve for the unknown value which is represented by the variable w. And as we can see up top here highlighted in yellow, in order for us to solve for our unknown value, we're going to cross multiply and then solve the one-step equation. So the first thing we need to do is we need to cross multiply it diagonally here. So first we're going to multiply our 4 times w, which is going to give us 4w. Then we're going to put our equal sign and then we're going to cross multiply once again. But this time we're multiplying 12 times 16, which we know gives us 192, setting up the equation of 4w being equal to 192. And now that we've set up this one-step equation, we're going to isolate our variable of w by dividing both sides by 4. So when we divide 4 by 4, it gives us 1, which can be 1 times w, which we can represent as just w, equals, and then when we divide 192 by 4, we get 48. So w is equal to 48. Now moving on to question number 2, where once again we have an unknown value that we're going to solve using cross multiplication and then solving the one-step equation. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to multiply diagonally. So we're going to multiply 15 times x, which is going to give us 15x. And then we're going to put our equal sign and we're going to cross multiply once again. So we're going to multiply 25 times 6, which we know gives us 150. And now we're going to isolate for x so that we can figure out the value of x. So we're going to divide both sides of this equation by 15 in order to figure out the value of x. Well, when we divide 150 by 15, we get 10, so x is equal to 10. Now moving on to question number 3, where this time we have an unknown value which is represented by the variable n, and we're going to solve for n by first cross multiplying. So first we're going to multiply 7 times 15, which gives us 105. Then we're going to put our equal sign and we're going to cross multiply once again. So we're going to multiply 5 times n, which gives us 5n. And now that we've set up this one-step equation, we need to isolate for our variable of n. So we're going to divide both sides of this equation by 5 in order to isolate our variable of n. When we divide 105 by 5, we get 21. And then when we divide 5 by 5, we get 1, and that's going to isolate our variable of n. So n equals 21. Or if you'd prefer to flip this around, we could just rewrite this as n equals 21 because that's not going to change the value of n. Now moving on to question number 4, where once again we have an unknown value which is represented by a variable. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cross multiply. So we're going to multiply v times 12, which gives us 12v. Then we're going to write our equal sign and we're going to cross multiply once again. This time we're going to multiply 36 times 9, which gives us 324. And now we're going to solve this one-step equation in order to isolate our variable. And to do this, we're going to divide both sides of this equation by 12. When we divide 12 by 12, we get 1, which is going to give us just v, our variable. And then when we divide 324 by 12, we get 27. So v is equal to 27. So hopefully by now you understand how to solve proportions using cross multiplication. Help make math less complicated by smashing those like and subscribe buttons. As always, enjoy today's math journey.